Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
If I didn't know what I knew about the background of it, I'd vote yes, because, of course, in the interest of full disclosure, you want to know what's going on.
Some city officials in North Dakota want you to take a second look before you check yes or no on your ballot, because it's costing you money. Good evening, and thanks for joining us.
Early voting for the North Dakota primary election is underway. North Dakota statute requires voters every 4 years to decide if their city meetings minutes should be published.
And as Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood discovers, voters could be saving their city money if they decide not to publish their minutes in the local newspaper. Christine?
Andrea, I spoke with a handful of city auditors within Cass County today. I asked how much they spend each year to have their city's minutes published. Harwood City Auditor Sherry Morris told me that a lot of auditors across the state are groaning over this law, herself included.
The reality is most of the younger generation don't buy the newspaper. It's stuck in the legal section. It costs a lot of money. And most people get their news electronically. And I do, and I know most auditors across the state do this as well. They put the minutes on their website. They publish them in their local newspaper, which I do, and all my residents get the minutes verbatim.
So here's the breakdown. A few of the towns in Cass County publish their minutes in the Cass County Reporter newspaper. The highest cost is to Oxbow, which spends a little over $800 a year. Now here's a look at Fargo and the other cities which spend thousands of dollars a year to publish their minutes. For Fargo alone, it spent $23,200 last year for publishing minutes in the Forum newspaper. I spoke with Fargo's auditor, and he told me that in addition to that, there's $25,800 spent on publishing legal announcements. That's $49,000 in taxpayer money that Harwood City Auditor says could be, and already is, being done by other towns online for free. Andrea?
Thank you, Christine. We reached out to the Forum newspaper's general manager. He did not want to comment on our story.
Quite the scare today for a 5-year-old boy and his family. A fun day, and the sun almost turned deadly as he was swimming at Davies Recreational Pool this afternoon. Lifeguards say they saw the boy struggling in the water and pulled him to safety. They performed chest compressions and called for assistance. Fargo Park says that the pool was at maximum capacity with 11 lifeguards on duty at the time.
Certainly on the hot days, that's when you get the most kids. It's when it's the hottest weather. It's when they may be getting a little bit more daring or may want to get in a little bit deeper water. There's more kids in the area. So that's typically when these types of pullouts happen.
The boy was taken to the hospital where he was said to be in stable condition.
It was a hot one out there today, bright and sunny, but it might be a different story in parts of the valley as the night rolls in. Let's head over to Hutch Johnson for a first look. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Andrea. We have wide-ranging temperatures across our valley as we look into Minnesota. Some 70s there for comfortable close to our day. But it is in the upper 80s, and look at this, upper 90s in Aberdeen. Some thunderstorms out to the west we don't have to worry about in the evening, but overnight we could have some rumbles of thunder and strong storms moving through. 80s for the entirety of our evening tonight. Overnight, we'll spend most of it in the 70s. There's a look at those strong storms they watch in Montana. Those will take a while to arrive. So again, we get through the evening pretty good. Even hotter weather is on the way for us as we close out the work week. So it's time to remember what we need to do to stay cool. Heat, the #1 weather-related killer out there. So remember your four-legged furry friends. Don't leave them in the car. Leave them fresh water, and stay tuned for details on this sizzling forecast in a minute.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Boardwalk Enterprises and Boardwalk Bar and Grill have filed a complaint against the city of East Grand Forks. They're hoping their lawsuit will get rid of the $510,000 the city says they owe over an unpaid loan from 1999. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker explains to us how it got to this point and what the city is going to do next.
This process has been going on since the beginning of 2014, roughly April of 2014, when the outstanding loan first came to light.
East Grand Forks City Administrator David Murphy says the lawsuit that's been filed against the city by Boardwalk Enterprises and Boardwalk Bar and Grill is all about money. More than $500,000 that the city loaned to Boardwalk Enterprises almost 2 decades ago.
The loan, when it was originally put out, was not recorded and was not filed with the with the courthouse.
But since it's been brought to the attention of all parties involved, Murphy says a payment hasn't been made on the loan, even though they tried to negotiate payback terms.
Last year, the city council put conditions on the renewal of the liquor license for the Boardwalk Bar and Grill, saying that certain things had to happen over the year regarding this particular loan prior to a liquor license being subsequently renewed.
Moving forward, Murphy says they'll do what's best for the city by fighting this in court. In East Grand Forks, Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
The unpaid loan stems from several loans the city distributed to help rebuild after the flood. We reached out to Boardwalk Enterprises and John Brocky with Vogel Law Firm, but didn't hear back from them. However, a manager by the name of Christian at Boardwalk Bar and Grill told us they had no comment when we asked them about the lawsuit.
5 people have been arrested and accused of being involved in meth trafficking. The arrest happened in the parking lot of the West Fargo Costco. Susana Guadalupe and Patricia Serrato, along with Carlos Lopez and Ana Sanchez, are all being held in the Cass County Jail. They're accused of trafficking meth from Texas to Minnesota and North Dakota. It's an investigation dating back to last August. Authorities say a confidential informant helped with the case. DEA agents were able to ping Susana Serrato's cell phone as she made the trip, allegedly, with the meth from Texas to Fargo.
Minnesota's governor says the cost of going to college in the state is out of whack and needs to be fixed. Governor Mark Dayton made a stop in Moorhead today at MSUM to bring his message that he wants a special session to wrap up business the legislature didn't finish. Dayton says one of the requirements of that special session is approving $21 million for the state college and university system, also known as MnSCU. He says that money is needed for salaries, so programs don't have to be cut. And MSUM is among the schools where cuts are being made. But Dayton says in what he calls real dollars, state support for higher education is dropping, and it shouldn't be that way.
And that's one of the reasons that the burden on students, tuition, has gone up. It used to be the MnSCU system was 2/3 funded by the state and 1/3 by the students. Now it's flipped. Now it's 1/3 by the state and 2/3 by the students. And even then, the resources aren't sufficient.
The governor will be meeting with legislative leaders next week to see if they can work out a deal to wrap up the unfinished business.
Early voting is still open for the North Dakota primary election, but there's a slight twist as the Baymont Inn in Fargo is closed. If you live in Cass County, you can still vote at the Cambria Suites in West Fargo and at the Days Inn in Castleton. Polls are open until 7 o'clock tonight. They'll reopen tomorrow. You're reminded to make sure you have proper identification so you're eligible to vote.
Dilworth Police, the BCA, FBI, and the Postal Service are all investigating an international online dating scam that has conned hundreds of people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And Chief Ty Sharp says this is just the beginning of the investigation. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric has the latest details.
Dilworth Police Chief Ty Sharp called this investigation crazy and that he's never seen anything like it. Court documents say there's over 100 victims and police have tracked over $150,000 wired out of Dilworth.
So far we've worked a whole week on this and we're no closer to even thinking about charging someone.
Chief Sharp says there are fake online dating profiles set up, people posing as U.S. military members stationed overseas. They prey on the vulnerable, those looking for a relationship, and the fake profiles try to convince real people that they need to send a care package. That's where Barbara Malari, a woman in Dilworth, comes into play.
She then gives the profile name and the login information to these people overseas. They then correspond with the females. Somehow they ask for these care packages, which are what's in the boxes.
Chief Sharp says he was just in the right place at the right time, noticing one day at the Dilworth post office that Malari was mailing 4 packages to Nigeria. Investigators haven't yet figured out why she's part of the picture, however, as the scammers usually deal right with their victims. What's next is pouring through postal records, bank statements, bank accounts, and more. In Dilworth, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
We have posted more comments from Chief Ty Sharp online, as well as a search warrant for evidence in this case. Just visit valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
The bird that was found in South Fargo has not been yet reunited with its owner. A man says a yellow cockatiel came to his deck and wouldn't leave. A local bird rescue says birds can get away from their owners, or their owners just simply let them loose if they don't want them anymore. If you stumble upon a bird or even a pet bunny, you're supposed to call the local pound or police. Birds and bunnies can also be microchipped.
It's a bird this size and they're nervous. They can always contact us, the Center for Avian Adoption, Rescue, and Education, or Fargo Police or West Fargo Police, and they'll send somebody out that knows how to deal with something like this.
Exotic and wild animals are prohibited in city limits of Fargo or Moorhead.
Beautiful bird, though.
We should ask him who the owner is.
Maybe he would. The American Red Cross was in Boston dealing with thousands of victims after the marathon bombing there. Hear from someone who was on the front lines later on Valley News Live at 6.
What a beautiful sunrise today, but that sun real potent. 90s today, even hotter for your Friday with some overnight thunder. I'll have hour-by-hour details in your forecast coming up right after this.